Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Raisa Misi Narciso, your sub for CBM 300 and ACC 322. And right now, I'm going to discuss to you about the IMRAD format, specifically the introduction and method. So, shown in the next slide is the research formatting that we are going to use. We shall have the preliminaries. Next is yung abstract. Abstract shall be given after the final defense na or yung meron na kayong results. Introduction, method, results, discussion, references, and of course, don't forget the appendices. And for the preliminaries, it must possess this different na mga parts, no? It must have title page, approval sheet, table of contents, list of tables, and figures. For the title page, as you can see, this is how it looks like. So, at the top is meron tayong yung title ng page ninyo. It must be bolden and then caps lock. Second is itong a thesis presented to the thesis committee in the Department of Business Administration Education, UM Tagum College, Siagam City. And yung third na part is impartial fulfillment of the requirements of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Human Resource Management. And of course, do not forget to write your name, first name, then last name, and then when siya na-submit. Okay, so in your case, since ano man kayo, you're enrolled in the first semester, so I think it will be December 2024. Okay, then the next is yung approval sheet natin, but this approval sheet shall be made or kanang signed na dun na sa pinakadulo. So at the end of your research na talaga siya, no? So for the approval sheet, kindly copy the details in the first paragraph. Then do not forget to write the advisor, your advisor, and please be aware with regards to the titles of your research personnel, no? Because not all of the personnel are PhD degree holder. There are some who are DBA, DMHRM, and D, for example, DBM. So, kindly be familiar with the titles of your research personnel. Anyway, mga teachers man ninyo sila in the past na mga years, no? Sa panel of examiners, guys, baliktad na ito ngayon, no? Kasi yung chairperson na natin is automatically yung research associate. And as you know, the research associate na is automatically si Sir Rex Lord Ranalan. Then, yung member is yung panel expert. Panel expert means yung teacher or yung faculty member na major in HR. So, siya yung member dyan sa panel of examiners. Then, of course, your program head here and, of course, the dean of college. So, next one is the table of contents, no? So, that is how it looks like. Simplified na talaga ngayon. So, unlike before na ano pa siya kanang mudagan pa siyang pila ka pages for you to accomplish a research, but right now siguro mga less than 20, I mean, you can actually have your research kasi naka-journal type na siya, no? Meaning your research is ready for publication na talaga siya. So that is why it is a big challenge for this format to how you are going to trim up your topic into this short number of pages in which we have a lot of things to say in our research. So kailangan substantial na talaga yung information natin since it is already trimmed down. So that is why I require everyone na conduct ng KII, you search for the news article and whatsoever so that we can actually have a substantial information para ma-establish yung problem and then yung mga research details natin. Okay, so ang sa appendices, guys, dili lang na ABCD, actually naabot pa na siya og letter Z, no? So kindly na lang search for the research guide natin. I think it is given to you naman during your research orientation para makompleto yan siya dyan. Then list of tables and figures. So remember, lahi yung table and lahi po dong figures na to. Okay, before I really start with the formatting, I would like to remind everyone, always make sure that you have secured the original copies or scanned copy of all the signed files. Okay? Because this is the commonly nga ma-encounter na ko nga kanang problems with the researchers, no. Mubalik sa ako amang kayo mga files kay nawala daw na misplaced daw ang ilahang mga files, no. So as much as I want to give you all the copy, but remember, naapod may time to conduct 5S dira sa amoa. So pag moingon na gani mag 5S na mi, so those files that were already accounted for and kanang na record na nako is gina-shred na siya. Okay, so there are faculties who are very strict that will not provide you with another copy unless you can show to them a scanned copy. So as much as possible, unta you can secure a scanned copy. Kay kaso magkawala-wala, pwede mo makapapirma og usab. So inaana. Then a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5 sentences per paragraph. Okay? Then in a paragraph, it must be composed of at least 2 or more sets of authors and above. Balik tayo sa number 2, no? Yung minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5 sentences per paragraph. Yung one page dito na parto, hindi kasi pwede yung mag one page, one paragraph tayo. Also, hindi pwede yung one sentence lang siya or 2 sentences, then one paragraph na siya. No? So, kasi limited lang talaga yung number of pages natin and kanang details on what is the content of a certain paragraph. As much as possible, we have to provide 3 and a maximum of 5 sentences para substantial yung information natin. And in a paragraph, it must be composed of at least 2 or more sets of authors and above. So meaning, for example, in the introduction, first paragraph, no, dili pwede nang isa lang ka set of author ang imuhang gisite dira. So as much as possible, it must be composed of 2 or more sets of authors. Like for example, if ako and si Sir Manansala is kanang author me in one study, then we are actually considered as one set na of author, no? Dili 2 sets kay duha mi kabuok kasi per study man yan. So if that's the case, then you cite us, then also you cite another one para ma-cite natin dun sa specific paragraph natin. Okay? So, hindi yan pwede na one set of authors lang siya. So, as much as possible, 2, mas better gani kung 3. Actually, 3 or more sets of authors and above. 3 na lang. We shall have a kanang common understanding nga 3 na siya. And then use a Harvard referencing style in citation and references. So, I think this was already discussed to you by the research team last research orientation. So, kindly review kasi every time na mag-cite tayo using Harvard referencing style, meron siyang page number na included at all times, no? Then review correct in-text or parenthetical citation. Okay, unsa man ang in-text, unsa man ang parenthetical, no? When can we use end na word and end nga ampersand? Yan. When can we enclose the year and page number only, or when can we enclose including the authors? So, yan. Nasa in-text and parenthetical citation yan siya. And I am assuming that you are already familiar with this one kasi gidiscuss na sa inyo ang Harvard referencing style, and please do some research na naman according to what is this Harvard referencing style. But then guys ang Harvard referencing style na ginagamit natin is patterned in the Curtin University. So, iba kasi yung sa ibang school kasi walang mga page number unless lang it is a quotation. But then, since we are following the Curtin University, so we must abide with its kanang rules in citation and references. So, avoid one page, one paragraph or one sentence, one paragraph. That is not allowed. And then, in outline proposal, use future tense kasi you are still proposing to them. And then, pag mag-final defense na tayo, use the past tense, no, except for the result in the table. And all authors cited must be in the references. Dili po na pwede guys nga daghan mo references pero wala din niyo siya site. So it must have a match. So what we do with checking about this one is we do the random checking of our citation and references. So usually ako, I will not start my checking first in the content. I will start with the citation and references. So in the case nga na ako'y out of 3 nga random check na ako'y makita for example nga, uy, gisite diri pero nga nang wala man dito sa references or vice versa. So automatically ginapauli jud na nako, and I will not continue the checking unless nga mag-match inyong citation and references. Okay, so I don't know with the other personnel but I heard na someone is also doing that one. So always jud nga mag-inventory para dili ta magsige ukay balik no kinsa man tong mga authors nato. So once nga nata i-cite, i-inventory jud ay na siya nga naa dayon tay references. Ma-include siya sa references, I mean. So, all authors cited must be in the references and use A4 and yung left margin natin, 1.5 inches na siya. The rest is 1 inch, top, bottom, and yung sa kanang right side. And single space. I don't know with kung same ba gihapon tayo, single space or double space. So kindly na lang, double check na lang sa RPC on what are we going to use. Okay? So next is that I will proceed with the sample na research format here so that you can actually make your introduction and method, no? So kani siyang apart, dili sa ni nato siya i-provide. It's because ni siya kanang katuna ni siyang pagka last part. Ang i-provide nato dira is katong cover page nga ako ang giingon sa. Okay, so let us start with the introduction. So introduction, it must be in the center. Yan. Then yung first paragraph natin, guys, according to the research guide or research format, is first paragraph states the problem situation of the DB, no, with sources. Remember, nag-start ta with identifying what is the problem, no? Pero yung result ng KII natin, hindi natin siya pwedeng ilagay dito sa introduction kasi introduction must contain massive amount of kanang mga sources from the outside. Okay, so that is why ang ginalagay usually namin dito for the introduction is yung mga news article nga ako ang ginaingon sa inyo, ha, di ba? A lot of the suggestions coming from our panelists during sa title proposal is to search for news articles that will help establish the problem, no? Like for example in this one, okay, so Gallup, a global analytics and revising firm, found out that 13% of American workers in 2019 were actively disengaged in their jobs, no? That is actually based on a certain survey nga nakuha aning group, no? And the remaining 52% of the workforce was classified as BA, not engaged. Kasi yung topic dito, yung title is employee engagement, the role of training and development toward employee engagement. So basically, employee engagement problem, employee engagement of a policeman, yun yung problem. Okay? So, yan. Diba? As you can see, this actually comes from a certain survey. So that is why they were able to put mga statistics and facts about something about the employee engagement. Pero dyan na part is medyo general pa yung ginadiscuss niya. No? So, general pa, as you notice, no, wala pa siya nag-mention jud o kato about sa mga policemen. Okay? Kasi doon na natin yan ilalagay sa research gap natin later on. So, again, another, based on statistics, furthermore, the research showed that 70% of workers said they struggle or suffer. O, yan. Yan yung mga gusto ng mga publication companies pag once na mag-search sila, pag once na mag-peer review sila for a journal, no, they have to look, they want to look for a facts about your study. No, dili lang kay mangita lang kag citation dira, ay kani muhaom sa ako, then that's it, no. Kana siya, pwede na siya nato ibutang as support, pero kailangan magud nato ma-establish ang problem. Kasi as what I told you in the first na video, no, dapat jud siya, ma-establish jud nato ang problem, and since nakita nato nga naay problem dira, then we have to find a solution, or we are going to help in addressing that problem, no. Another so yan yung kanang nato rational nato on having that first paragraph, in which the first paragraph must talk about the problem. So yung dependent variables niyo. So second paragraph naman is, second paragraph mentions the importance of DV and studies or researchers and its sources, no? So kung si first paragraph nag-tackle about the kanang problem, dapat sa second paragraph maghisgot pod siya about the importance anang dependent variable. Okay, since problem man ang employee engagement, then so what, no? Right now in the second paragraph nga kailangan ma-establish nato nga importante jud kaayo nga studyhan, for example sa employee engagement, because the contributions of employee engagement to organizational performance demonstrate the vital significance of engaged individuals in the enterprise's success. So yan na naman yung i-establish nato for the second paragraph, no? Makita nato siya nga karapat dapat siya studyhan kay naa siya impact or importance sa ato organization. Yan yung dapat na makita natin for the second paragraph. Okay? Now, ang third paragraph naman, we must look for the link of the independent variables with sources, or followed by one or two more sentences discussion of each ID. So, ka-remember mo atong ipa-search ta mo about anchored theory and propositions. So, dirian nato na siya ipamutang sa third paragraph, no? Like for example, this one. They actually use the human capital theory of Becker, 1964, who mentioned that a different level of education and training contribute to the knowledge. Yan. Ang diri ang part is diretso na ta mo discuss about how the concept relate to our study. Okay, or to your study. Ka-remember mo during sa time nga gina-scrutinize ta mo, ginapangutana ta mo guys nga unsa ang original concept niya. Okay, tubag mo sa original concept. Then how is it related to your study? Okay, so ang point lang nako atong anong gipangutana ta mo sa original concept is because I wanted to know in your part that you really understand what you are picking na na anchored theory. Kaya ang uban man good, basta nakabutang nga theory, then that's it. Okay, so kailangan kabalo jud mo sa original concept. Then the second one is dapat i-relate na ninyo ang original concept sa ato ang study. So mauna na siya ang dapat nga ma-include diri sa anchored theory nato, no? How does the theory related to your study? Then, diri ang part, gisulod nato si proposition 1, si Nagpal, Kumar, and Ravinda, sila tong nag-ingon nga kanisya is related to anisya. Okay, then si proposition 2 naman, nakapasok na po dira. Okay, so katong ako ang gipang termahan sa inyo nga propositions. So, again ang proposition nato diri is only one sentence nga katong nag-ingon nga si IV is related to DV, or si IV has a strong positive impact to DV. Yan. Okay, so I think this is clear. I hope this is clear, no? And for the fourth paragraph naman, guys, mag-check po ano sa inyo is by paragraph ha. So, as much as possible, makomply yun siya tanan. Fourth paragraph states the research gap, urgency of the study, and contribution to the literature and new knowledge, if naa. No? So, usually, ang ginalagay dyan na mo diri is yung research gap and urgency of the study. Okay, so again, yung research gap is diri ako na to mapasok si KII. And if you got a literature, local literature na specifically naghisgot about your respondents and about the problem, mas maayo. If namin news article nga mo relate dayon sa inyong respondent and sa inyong problem, mo to'y pinakanindot, bahalag dili nato suportahan og KII, no? Kasi mas reliable man jud ang facts or news article. Pero if yung news article nga inyong na find out is katong medyo general siya, dito to siya nato ibutang sa first paragraph nato diri ba sa introduction yan. Pero if specific na gani kaayo ang inyuhang kanang nakita nga news article, diri nato siya ibutang sa research gap, no? Para sa ani meanwhile in the Philippines, Batalya 2019 investigates the PNP's institutionalized corruption, which may be rooted in patronage politics, lacks internal control, and a culture of favoritism and protection, known as the Kuya system or Bata-Bata system. So this suggests that specific local subcultures may have a greater influence on police work engagement. So mo nang kumbaga ang point diri mo nang inana pod ang work engagement sa mga police because there are subcultures nga nakaapekto no sa ilahang work engagement. So that's why makita nato nga inaana man pud ilahang portray nga kuano pagpanarbaho diri sa atoa. So in the police officers work involvement, there is a clear high risk of job burnout. Yan na yung mga so this part, wala sila nag-conduct o KII, but they actually searched for a news article. No? So, thus, researchers are eager to find out if training contributes to a more engaged police rather than the culture of favoritism and protection. No? Gusto na i-find out kung training and development ba is a contributor kaysa katong culture nga favoritism and protection. Mo na siyang ginatawag nato nga kanang urgency of the study, no? So this matter is of urgent concern since police officer has a major role in maintaining safety and security of a community and ensuring public trust is important to avoid chaos. So that is how we actually put the urgency of the study. If you say urgency, kanang kailangan jud dato ni siya istudihan because of this reason. Okay? So, yan, research gap and urgency must be in the fourth paragraph. So, yung last na contribution to the literature, usually wala na nako ginaputang sa fourth kasi in the fifth paragraph, we can actually see yung significance of the study, no? Fifth paragraph mentions the significance of the study, state the general importance of your study and the social value of your research. You may or may not cite sources and could be the last paragraph after outlining the study's objectives. So in this part is kuan siya kana you have to identify who are your beneficiaries, no? You have to think forward. What if mahuman mo ano inyong research? Kinsa may makabenepisyo sa inyong research, no? So you have to think of the external and then the internal na mga beneficiaries para sa inyong study. So that is why in this part, no, I identified government sector as the kanang beneficiary, primary beneficiary, nga naman as it would be able to help them know the importance of training and development on the job, and also for the policemen, nga naman for them to realize the importance of training and development and their own engagement. Yeah, further, kinsa pa ang makabenepisyo sa ilahang study? The community could know the trained policemen are potential very engaged in the job and takes it seriously. And lastly, dili jud ni mawala si future researchers, no? A starting point on how to expand the coverage of the research in terms of the variables yan. So, kasi yung future researchers manggod, pwede ta maka-recommend jud sa ilaha. Most especially if naana ang ato ang
final nga result, no? Kasi if ma-discuss na siya sa R squared and R value, no? Kasi if ever nga ang kanang percentage ni IV that can explain the DV is just kanang short or low, low ang percentage. So pwede ta maka-recommend sa future research to explore more about this study, no? Because pag baba yung impact ni IV to DV, maybe there are other variables, no, that can help explain the work engagement more of the policemen. So yan. So last paragraph natin for the this study is ang mga research objectives na to. And how are we going to create a research objective? So I will show to you a conceptual framework. Pero itong conceptual framework, guys, is that wala na ni siya ginagamit nato, no? But then I wanted you to realize bakit on how we can create a research objective based sa inyuhang study. Kasi meron mangod sa inyuhang kanang unsa ba namangod sa inyuha diri ang nag 3 variables, no? So the more nga daghan mo o variable, the more pud mo nga daghan o research objectives. So say for example yung IV nila kanina is training and development. Yeah, assume na lang natin, guys, ha, na meron siyang 3 na indicators. Assume na lang natin yan, ha, that they have 3 indicators. Then diri naman is si work engagement. Ang usual naman ni work engagement na indicators is yung guys, vigor, engage. Okay. Tulo ko ni siya ang usual niya. Yung vigor, dedication and absorption. Yan. This is the conceptual model for the 2 variables, no? So, remind lang ko balik. Ito siyang i-label para wala siya tayo ma-overload. Okay. Remind lang ko balik that this is the IV and kanipod nga part is yung DV natin. Itong connector natin na arrow, it means that natay correlation nga ginabuhat, no? So, meaning, kung asa padulong ang ato ang arrow, meaning that is the outcome. This is the DV. So, gikan diri, that is the IV, no? The factor that leads to the outcome. Okay, so how can we make a research objective? So first is you look at the box, no? If there are only 2 boxes, you have to identify first yung level ng dalawang variable. So if we talk about level, it means that we are just going to measure the mean score niya to get the level. Unsa man ang level? Level is more on about very high ba na siya? Very high or moderate, low, very low. Mo na siya ang atong sukdon sa first na research objectives. So since duha man ni siya, so you have to get the level of IV niya, no? So later on naatay ka ng sentence para makuha na nato siya. Kani level ni training and development. Second one is yung level naman ni dependent variable. Yan. Ang third one nato, guys, is we have to look at the arrow. If there are only one arrow, it means that we only have one third research objectives that relates to the significant relationship. Kasi yung third natin is we refer to the significant relationship or the correlation ba, no? Or yung correlation. And yung correlation naman natin, it can be it can be measured through Pearson R. Okay, Pearson R yan siya. Later on, we will check the statistical tools for that one. And then yung fourth, naman natin guys, fourth na research objective, tanaw gihapon ka sa ato ang arrow, no? So if there's only one arrow, so it means nga we have one fourth objective in which this tackles about the influence of the kanang if meron bang significant influence ang mga domains of the IV to DV. So meaning, ang relationship diri ang correlation ginapasabot diri is variable to variable, no? Meaning we disregard the specific niya nga mga indicators, but as a whole we measure training and development and its relationship to work engagement. While yung sa number 4 naman, we actually consider the different niya domains. Ang domains diri is otherwise known as the indicators, no? Kung asa diri sa tulo, for example, ang mas naka-influence ni work engagement. Okay? So meaning diri is domains, IV domains to DV. So ang tubag ani diri kung tulo ni sila, there could be possibility nga isa lang sa indicators ang mas naka-influence ng work engagement or sila ba yung tulo, So, yan yung ating So, if this is the kanang conceptual framework niya guys, you shall have 4 research objectives. Pero pag once gani, madungagan na siya isa, like for example, madungagan na siya isa diri yan. Duha ka, kumbaga ba, duha siya ka IV. Then, this is what your conceptual framework looks like, no? So, again, depende sa boxes, maupo na siya ang number of kanang, number of research objectives ninyo. So, say for example, this one, since 3 boxes man yan, so, level of IV, then, ang number 2 naman na research objectives na to, level of IV 2. Okay? Level kani, diri level of IV 1, level of IV 2. Tapos level na DB. So, as you notice is tatlo na yung level natin, right? Then for the relationship naman, again, it depends on how many arrows you have. So first is the significant or correlation ni man yan? IV1 to DV. Yeah. If there is a significant relationship between training and development to work engagement or ni, for example, kung ano lang ta, employee motivation to work engagement. So, meron na naman tayong pangalawang correlation dito, no? So, yung pangalawang correlation natin, guys, is talking about the IV2. Okay, then same with the number 6, no? Yung influence natin is IV1, yan siya, 2DB, if there is a domain in the training and development that significantly influence the work engagement, or second is yung sa natin, IV2 natin. So that's how you're going to make a research objectives. Okay, but mainly, as I recall, isa lang naman yung nag-3 variables sa klase, so sa research, no? So, if mag-3 variables ka, mainly you have 7 variables all in all. 7 research objectives all in all. Pero pag once naman, 2 variables lang. So, 4 research objectives all in all. Okay, so after that one that we establish the research objectives is mag-conduct na naman tayo or mag-identify tayo ng null hypothesis. So sa null hypothesis, guys, only This part is yung lagyan natin ng null hypothesis. Kasi yung level is hindi. Yan siya kasi we do not measure the relationship or kanang influence, no? So, pag apat siya dito, yung relationship or influence, then apat din yung lagyan natin ng null hypothesis. Okay? So, pag two variables lang siya, dalawa lang yung nandito. So, dalawa lang din yung null hypothesis. Okay? So, unsa maning null hypothesis? So, null hypothesis is very important kasi this will actually give you the pangutan ni siya balik sa inyo ha pag-abot na sa result, no? So, diri ana nato makita kung rejected or not rejected ba ang ato ang study. So, sa null hypothesis, always siya start with there is no significant relationship between IV1 and the DV. Nga perminti man siya moingon nga there is no, no? So, moingon na siya there is no, guys, kasi kasi we have to give them the benefit of the doubt always, no? Like when you are actually in the court, so moingon ba ta dayon nga guilty dayon ang katong gi-accuse nato nga nag-murder nga specific nga tao, for example, di ba, in the court they will give you the benefit of the doubt, no, nga dili jud siya murderer, but until it is proven guilty, then that would be the time nga makaingon siya nga murderer siya. So mo po na siya ang concept nato for null hypothesis, no? At first we will say nga wala sa siya significant relationship, but upon undergoing the data gathering procedure, ato ana siyang gi-analyze, gi-tabulate na nato siya, and then gi-analyze, so that would be the time that we can actually give a decision if yes, there is no significant budget siya or naa ba siya significant relationship. So same po na siya diri sa kuan, yan, always dyan na siya moingon og there is no. So basically for the hypothesis aning guys, aning sa 3 variables, upat po ni siya, no? Kasi duha magud ang iyahang relationship, duha po ang iyahang domain. Okay, yan. So, ang kaning, okay, another thing they know, ang kaning null hypothesis, this will be tested in the 0.05 level of significance. So, if we are going to percentage this one, ano ni siya? 5% ni siya. Tama? So, this is actually also called as the margin of error na to. No? Margin of error. Kumbaga, allowed ta magkamali ani nga research, pero up to 5% lang jud. Okay? So, sa 100%, dapat 95% ka confident sa imuhang result. 5% lang ka ang allowed nga magkamali ka ani. Okay? So, meaning, if ang result sa study puhon-puhon is less than 5%, meaning pasok siya sa ato ang allowable na mali, no? Kumbaga ba, i-assume na to nga, di naman perfect ang research. Magkamali man ta or na may mga data nga siguro na overlook or dili na to malikayan nga kanang hugaw siya nga data. So, that is why we always considered yung 5% na margin of error. Okay? So, mao na siya guys nga, pag once gani mo sobra siya 5%, like for example 6% ang result sa p-value niya, that would be the time nga ato ang not reject ang ato ang kaning null hypothesis. Meaning, kung not reject na to siya, there is no jud na siya. No? Meaning, wala siya relationship si IV o DB nimo. Pero pag what's gani, within siya sa 5% na margin of error or less than the 5%, meaning atuan siyang i-reject. No? Meaning, ang giingon niya nga there is no, dili di ay na siya tinuod. There is a relationship jud di ay. So, dira na ta makaingon nga related CIV to DV. So, always remember this one ha, kay pag abot rabaya sa kanang defense, kay pangutan-on biya jud tamuan. No? So, dili mo katubag ani redefense jud ta at all times. No, naapoy ka ng group of students nga kapila na redefense because dili sila katubag aning basic nga question, no? If we are going to set this confidence level sa medical nga setup, they do not set it in 95% confidence, no? Dapat 99% jud na siya and 1% is the allowable niya nga mistake, no? Kay crucial magud kaayo, like for example, you are a doctor in medicine, nagkanda kag surgery, then pagkahuman dili man gud na siya pwede, dapat gani di jud ka magkamalian na kasi we are talking here about life and death, no? So mo na siya in the medical setup, 99% na ang ilahang confidence level and 1% only ang margin of error. Pero sa research nga parehas nato ngayon ani, it does not affect the life and death of a certain person. So mo nang gina-allow ta og 5% nga margin of error usually. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's proceed or let's go back to here. So mo na siyang since two variables man ni siya guys. So mo ni siya, no? First na to nga research objectives. Yan, to assess the level of training and development among policemen in Davao del Norte in terms of yan na yung mga indicators niya. Okay, second, to measure the level of employee motivation among police in terms of yan na rin yung mga specific nga unsa niya. Wait lang. Murag gi-assume lang ni nako ni kaduha kasi two variables lang ni sila. So, ang kaning third objective naman, to ascertain if there is a significant relationship between yan. Then, ang fourth is yung sa domains. Now, if there are domains of training and development that significantly influence employee engagement. And ito na yung sa null hypothesis, guys. Yun. That's the first null hypothesis. There is no significant relationship. Yan. Then, sa second null hypothesis, there are no domains of training and development that significantly influence employee engagement. So, this is the complete nato na introduction of part. So, no, as simple as that, you can actually make your introduction. So, sa una, ang introduction na mo, or rational na mo, grabe kataas. Karon, it is actually trimmed down into this one, no? Okay, right now, let us proceed with the method, no? Yung sa method, na siya mga subheadings, like this one. We will start with the participants. Unsa may naa sa participants? Who participated? How many? How were they selected? Provide demographic characteristics and details and justification of data sampling. Clearly discuss the inclusion and exclusion criteria, no? Kinsa man to ang included and dili included sa imuhang study. Like for example, if ang imuhang study is about employee commitment or employee loyalty. So, ikaw, nag-set ka ng level of services, number of years of services nga included lang sa imong study. Like, katulang naka-render og 2 years and more ang ato ang itagtagan, no? Kasi we are talking here about loyalty and commitment. So, how can we assess those who are just newly hired na mga employee? Yan. So, you also have to think kung kinsa ang karapat-dapat or kinsa pod ang mga dili nimo i-include sa imong study. That's what we call the inclusion criteria. And then sa ilahang part, guys, kani is that policemen in Davao del Norte man ilahan, no? Since we cannot actually identify a population kung pila tanan ang policemen kasi that is confidential, no? Dili man pwede nga makabalutag pila ka buk policemen dira. Naara day mo 30 ka policemen, masulungan jud ang NPA. So mo na siyang if your kanang respondent is policeman, ayon mo pagdahom mo makakita jud mo ana og kanang number of policemen. So automatically, you are going to use Cochrane method. So if naka-Cochrane tayo guys, meaning, naala ko isend ana sa inyo, hanam ko na computation, pero usually, if it is Cochrane formula, kung ana siya, 386 na siya usually, ang ato ang automatic na respondents. But in this case, sa ilaha, naka-distribute silang 265 questionnaires only kasi ang uban is wala manggod nag-answer no kay busy kaayo. So, as they actually saturated all the different nga mga means para makatagtag sila pero kulang man jud up to 265 lang man jud. So sa ilahang nga part is nangita na lang sila og literature that says nga kani para sa ani 200 to 500 is enough or enough to kanang enough for this study, enough sample for this study. So if mag-lead mo into that, so you have to find a literature na lang. Okay, yung sample, yan, 265. Then author support, nga nag-ingon nga, 265 is enough, mauna siya. Ang uba, nagagamit o rows of calculator, no? Like for example, you go to Google, you search Microsoft online calculator to Google, this is what it looks like. So if you have a population size, like for example, ang imuhang respondents guys is mga employees in a certain company, and that specific employees actually have 686 no nga empleyado. So, yung sample size na kailangan lang nimo tagtagan is kanilang 247. Okay? So, 247 lang instead of 686. Kasi, ang main nato nga unsa ani guys, rational nga nung naga-sample size ta because it is actually impossible nga ito siyang makuantanan, ito siyang matagtagan-tanan, no? It's because of the nature of job or ang uban ba nang gilib, nagka-emergency, yan. So, we actually computed for the sample size because we believe that that sample size is enough to represent the whole nga population. Pares ko danang na ay kanang poll survey sa mga satisfaction rating nato sa mga politiko, no? Nganong nakaigon man tang 48% ang Sara Duterte said that they are satisfied, no? It's because of the sample size. Okay? Although wala ta naka-answer sa poll, but then kanang naamay set of sample nga considered sa Philippine Statistics Office. So that is also why nga kanang confident sila to say nga 48% are satisfied sa serbisyo ni Sara Duterte. Okay? Because of the power of the sampling na ano sa research. Okay, so although not all 686 ang natagtagan, but itong 247, they are enough to represent the whole 686 na mga empleyado. So, ang uban is naga-compute dyan na sila using the Slovian's formula, but right now yung trend natin is naga-gamit ta aning Microsoft online calculator. Okay? Next is yung sampling technique. In this one, they use a systematic random sampling technique, no? Usually, if it is systematic, meaning if you have a list of kanang employees, you have to identify the third person for each list, no? Nya kani for example wala man jud ni list sila ani kasi mga policemen. So ang gibuhat nila on having a systematic random sampling, every third policeman nga mugawas sa opisina mao na lang na ilang tagtagan or moabot sa opisina mao na ilang tagtagan. So that is how they actually use systematic random sampling in gathering the data. Okay? So then this one is yung data gathering procedure. Dapat na ay data gathering procedure. Yan. Unsa may process nila before sila nag-gather ng data. So short lang, yung per sentence lang na process natin. Next nga, side heading na to guys, I will discuss further for the sampling method nga pwede na to gamitan later on ha. Then diri ang aside is yung materials or instrument, no? So in the materials or instrument, describe the materials used. Unsa nga materials ginagamit ani? Yung survey questionnaire ang refer ani, no? Like for this one, kinsa man tong source sa IV nga questionnaire nila, they actually crafted it from Nabuto's Staff Training and Development na survey questionnaire. Yung sa DB naman, dira sila nagkuha. And of course, do not forget to mention the Likert scale, no? Please, i-add na lang nato tong range of means like 4.20 to 5 is classified as very high. Then, katong 3 point something to 4.19 classified as high. I will just give you the kanang range of means later on about ani. Pero i-add to siya diri aha, aside sa mentioning about Likert scale. Then, the design and procedure. Ang research design nato, since nag-correlation man tatanan, mo ni siya ha, kindly follow. Quantitative non-experimental research design using correlational techniques. Okay? So, this method will use the objective, yan. Unsa man na siya. So, next is yung definition niya. Para sa mga nag-factor analysis, so I will just give you specific instruction about this one kasi lahi manggod inyong research design. No? Then, data gathering process, diri day itong procedure, yung procedure natin. Then, statistical tools. Yung last part is yung statistical tool. Wait lang, bro na ako na mali diri Diri dapit. Further ko anday ni siya diri guys, di ni siya data gathering procedure. Further RRL or support sources for the sampling technique. Unsa nga sampling technique inyuhang gigamit for the sampling technique. Dili din siya katungkuan kay nasa baba ang nasa baba ang katong sa data gathering procedure. Ayan. Ang sa baba, pinaka-last paragraph natin is yung statistical tools, no? So, diri na to mean. So, you have to define the different stat tool based on how you use it in your study. Dili jud to iyahang katong conceptual definition but the operational definition, no? So like for example, mean was used to measure the level of the variables. Pearson R was used to ascertain if there is a correlation between the two variables or three variables. Then regression analysis is used in identifying the influence of the means in the independent variable to the dependent variable. Yan yung last part. Then, of course, kani siya, i-discuss niyo siya sa inyong resto nga kanang teacher pohon ha. So, next is ayaw kalimtingan natay references. This is how the references looks like. Okay, so, and also, I wanted to inform everyone nga yung natin, ang ninyo, ang kanang advisor ninyo pohon is automatically they are your research subject teacher sa resto ninyo. And then dili na siya para sa res 1 nga magklase jud ta, no? Consultation na siya diretso kay siya naman ang mo-guide sa inyo ha. So yan yung resto and it must be kanang it must be enrolled in the second semester for your kanang class. Okay? So, pag mag-enroll po mo guys, naka-coding po na kung unsa ang code sa inyong research personnel. Like for example, kung ako inyong advisor, na ako'y kaugalingon akong code. Kung si Ma'am Isaal naman, na ako siya kaugalingon niya ang code. So, dito mo mag-enroll. Dili kay, mo-enroll lang mo sa bisan kinsa na code. No? Kaya ma-invalid yun na ang inyong kanang enrollment ana. And of course, sa last one, yung ginaingon ako sa inyo nga sampling technique to be used. Pwede ta magamit og random sampling technique. So, if there's a different population, you use the Rosov online calculator as what I told you earlier. Okay, then, search lang po ninyo ang mga meaning ani ha. Purposive sampling technique, pwede po ta mag-snowball sampling technique. And then, stratified random sampling technique. Nag-stratified ko pag identified kaayo na ako ang number of number of respondents, no? Like, for example, BHW sa Asuncion. So, if ma-identify nato ang mga BHW matag barangay, that would be stratified random is the very best na sampling technique na gamiton nato, no? Then, quota sampling technique, magkota ta, 50 lang diri, 50 lang dito, 50 lang ana, yan. And convenience sampling, if kanang dili ta gusto makardisturbo kasi ang ilang trabaho is very kanang sensitive, magpahatag lang ta sa ilaha if vacant sila or willing sila to answer the questionnaire, but if not, then dili po nato bukson. Usually ani is yung mga traffic enforcer, mga policemen, yon, kasi kanang dili man pud pwede nga paundahon nimo sila sa ilahang pag traffic dira kay para pa-answeron sa inyong questionnaire. So availability lang jud sa ilahang time. So sampling technique could be a combination of two techniques. Yan. How many sample needed? At least 150 respondents, but is subject for change by the advisor or panel, no? Usually, ang gina-consider dyan mo is to get the population of the respondents. So what to work out next? Update the files last title proposal following correct format of naming the files. Refer to the group number provided for the official title approval. Double check spelling of the research personnel also. No? Then, what to prepare to be endorsed to advisor. Outline proposal, documents needed. The proponents need to prepare the following documents. Namagod by group number puhon, then I will just give you this one pag once available na tong sa kung ano yung pag once ma-endorse na mo ta advisor, no. So for example, group number niyo is 1. So group 1, manuscript, questionnaire, turn it in form, tapos endorsement letter for outline defense. So kailangan ready na ni tanan, ha. And only those who pass the title proposal will be endorsed to advisor. So kani ang ako ang mga kailangan para ma-endorse mo sa advisor. How to comply the grade later on? Mag-submit mo sa ako sa outline defense form ni panel 1 and 2 fully accomplished, meaning humana mo og outline defense. Then survey questionnaire validation form, meaning na-validate na ni panel 1 and 2. Photocopy lang ni siya. So kung naay kulang ani, dili jud ta mo mataga grade. So reminders, report unsupportive and unresponsive group members to be given an appropriate action. Dili kay tulit na kaayo mo ni sumbong nga ma'am, wala gud siya pakabana sa among group. So dapat early pa jud mo nagstoryaan na. Checking of files once endorsed to advisor is at least 5 working days. So follow up on the 6th working day. So check research guide always, dili ta pwede nga mag-shortcut ani kay makasab-an jud mo. Observe proper decorum when visiting the faculty room, speak in utmost respect, no. So kaniha observation when somebody is when your research personnel is talking with somebody, I mean, dili jud mo pwede nga magtindog dira sa ilang atubangan or i-interrupt nimo ang ilang discussion. Maghulat jud mo nga mahuman sila mag-discuss usa mo mosulod, no. Then of course, no, dili lang man kay ang inyong harapong research personnel, ang teacher nga naa dira, pag once gani na may makita nga teacher lain, ayaw jud mo kalimot nga mag-greet gihapon biskan pag dili niyo sila tuyo. Okay? So always jud nga be polite when you enter the faculty room. Then I think kana lang siya. And I am hoping that you will work out this one this week, no, so that I can endorse you as early as possible to your advisor. So I will just set a deadline when will I be checking all of your documents so that endorsement na ang next na tong buhaton ani. Okay, so I think that's it, no. And if you have any question, please give me please na lang kanang chat na lang at the chat box or in our GC. So thank you and have a good day.